Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian, Weirskynet, and today we are doing a follow-up video on the state of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and 2025. Now, I done a video in December last year of the state of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, maybe about a couple of months after it had been released, and how bad it was, the graphics. I will link it above here on the screen, you can check it out here. At the corner there, it should be linked, and you can check it out. But this is just going to be a kind of follow-up video for it, just to see, has it changed much? Is it still as kind of glitchy and things? The main thing will be, obviously, in that video that I done back then, that obviously you can see clearly the glitches in the graphics, like the players were just standing halfway through the ground, planes were spawning through the hangars, just weird and wonderful things happening. So it'll be interesting to see. This was in career mode, which is obviously the new setting, the new kind of feature in 2024 that you didn't even really get in 2020. So it adds that kind of missions and things to get you to keep coming back to progress and get different licenses and things like that, and build up your pilot's career kind of thing until you're flying like commercial flights and everything. So it's good in that sense, but when it first came out, it was really broken. So it'll be interesting to see if the graphics and things are still kind of broken. Have they got the features in it? So like Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 also had like the AI piloting feature. Just from the wee drop down box, it normally came from like the top of the screen here. You can hit there and just put like the AI pilot mode, and like the autopilot would come on. You could mess about with the camera settings, you could change the camera, like the freeform camera, and you could get some really nice shots, like wallpapers and things like that of your flights. If you had like custom planes and custom liveries and just custom kind of textures in, you could make it look really pretty and get some amazing shots for it. 2024, when it came out, didn't have that feature. You couldn't turn on like the autopilot thing just from the bit at the top here, so which meant you were losing out on that extra functionality of just being the kind of the free flight, if you know what I mean. So it'll be interesting. We'll check that as well. Before we do get into it though, folks, if you haven't done already, drop the channel a like and subscribe, and check out some of the other playlists that I will post at the end of this video as well. And a big thank you to everybody that has been doing that so far as we push towards the YouTube partnership program. We're hitting nearly, more than halfway towards the 3,000 watch hours. We're over 2,200 watch hours. So any help's appreciated kind of thing, folks, and a big thank you to everybody that has done so far. Right, so now I think the one from missions, let's see, filters, first flight, take it, I don't want any first flight, which filters, specializations, ferry flight, there we go. Ferry flight. It's mental that there's no ferry flight ones, and there's literally no ferry flight ones in Scotland, which is a bit weird. You'd think that there'd be some ferry flights in the UK even, but there's none. They're all over in they're all over in Europe. Right, so the premise of this one will be just to start it, just to see what the graphics like round about. Plane transfer from Adam Buckleman, based in St. Hubert. So land aircraft is going to be, I can never land the smaller aircraft, so I can always land the larger ones. But you'll know straight away from like what happens with the kind of graphics round about the area. Right, let's have a wee look round about. He looks kind of normal. I mean, it looks relatively normal, doesn't it? It doesn't. You are getting kind of most of the things looking relatively normal. Right, so C is crouch, that's fine. Right, remove the troops. Covers. Cover. There we go, shift and C. Control E.
Captain, thanks for being available. I'm Sebastian, the hangar supervisor. Today's lucky bird heading to St. Hubert is this charming little 172 Skyhawk. The owner had to get her aircraft repaired over there. Now, it's ready, so she needs someone to fly it back to her. Her name's Claudia Bockelman, and she is waiting at the destination to pick it up. Don't take risks. See you.
Don't take risks. See you.
Echo Delta Romeo Tango traffic. Cessna Delta Kilo Tango Charlie Charlie is taxiing to runway 22. Echo Delta Romeo Tango traffic.
Right, here we go. Stop shot. Hold shot. Stop and hold shot. See, these wee bits here generally looked as if it was alright. Speed up a wee bit, not too much though, so we can move along a wee bit quicker here. I mean, the detail in the scenery was always looking good, right? It always looked crisp and things, right? But the thing was, it just seemed broken at bits. But it does look as if they've relatively fixed this, because you're not getting things just spawning boom, boom, dropping down on the map, which I think you still probably will get, because I think that's half the issue with it streaming through the textures for the game, compared to like 2020 where you just downloaded the full airport, all the assets and everything else. As long as you had the space big enough to do it, you could download whatever regions and things like that as you wanted, and everything was all there, so it loaded the same set of things every time. And then you just get like a wee data update that it did. That updated the area for you as well, so it was always kind of good in that sense for 2020. But this is a difference in 2024, you're not getting that, it streams through the data. So it'll be interesting to see. Right, what we got? Oh. Stop up. There we go. Now take off.
Delta Romeo Tango traffic. Cessna Delta Kilo Tango Charlie Charlie. Taking off runway 22. Departure to the west. Echo Delta Romeo Tango traffic.
Alright, here we go. Enter runway 22. Take it round. See, I'm no bad at taking off. Most of the time it's my landings I need to try and fix. Right, here we go. Right, we are up. So, one thing you will notice is the level of detail in this is really, really high. But again, I think that's going to be... Well, they're using the map data from Azure, so you are getting this kind of higher quality detail than what you would before. But it looks nice, the cloud coverage looks nice and everything. So you're getting this kind of niceness toned when about it and everything. There was one thing before, like sometimes when you went to land, and if you landed it successfully, which it's me here so I might not, was that where it showed you where to land, once you had landed at the actual once you had landed like at your airport of choice and you were taxiing to the runway or anything, like where it would show you the taxi to taxi to, but the minute you landed you'd be going towards it and then it would instantly change to something like halfway across the other side of the airport. So you couldn't finish the mission because you had to turn your plane around and gradually work your way back to this whatever area it was in the map kind of thing to where the plane was landing. So aye, see now before up here you got the autopilot. So like your autopilot would be on and that's just shows you your controls. So your autopilot would be on anytime you went into the menu, which it doesn't do that here. So you're kinda wheeling it kind of thing until I don't know, does this have an autopilot on it? Maybe not, it might not. I see, so that's the one thing that there was a big difference, was that you could do different things, and you could also like skip to different parts of the flight as well, kind of thing. So like later on, depending on where you were, you could skip to like the landing part of the flight, or you could progress the time on. Now, see, because this is... That just shows you that. Control. There is a button. I'm sure there's a button where you can change and like the controls. Let's see. Search. Increase all command up. Simulation speed. Let's have a look. Apologies, folks. I'm sure it's something that you just... It's like you can increase the simulation speed. Simulate. You need to... Sim increase rate, right? Let's see. General controls. Assisted auto travel. Right, so it says sometimes it could be control. No, so you need to do it, but before there was something. Alt and N, there we go, Alt and N. Skip to descent, right, there we go. Can we see?
Russell Center, Air France 1047 is at flight level 400, descending flight level...
Cargolux 62902. Climb and maintain 15,000 expect vectors visual runway 24 approach.
Fly to park.
Climb and maintain 15,000 expect vectors visual runway 24 approach. Cargolux 62902.
Cargolux 62902. Descend and maintain 3200. Contact Luxembourg Tower on 118.
Descend and maintain 3200. Tower on 118.105 Cargolux 62902.
Right, I'm trying to see if I get to the actual right. Because it doesn't spawn you directly where you need to. So am I going this way then? I must need to go this way then. Hold on. Go through this one and run this way. It's one thing that I've noticed about it, when it spawns you to like the location for the landing, it's like, oh, straight. kind of disorientates you a wee bit to where you're meant to go, because it's just got the... It's got like the grid where you should fly through, but it's all... Right, there we go. Right, and I'm now positioned by a radar. I think we're eventually going to get it. This time, I might be going too quick though, that's the thing.
Speedbird 418, descend and maintain 15,000 expect vectors visual runway 24 approach.
Descend and maintain 15,000 expect vectors visual runway 24 approach. Speedbird 418.
Speedbird 418, descend and maintain 3200. Contact Luxembourg Tower on 118.105.
Descend and maintain 3200. Tower on 118.105. Speedbird 418.
Can we land this in one piece? Probably not. Probably not. Stop at parking stand. Right, we'll just see, we're going to try and take it out to the parking stand right now. It's a roundabout way of doing it, but we'll follow it. There we go, we're getting there. Parking stand. Very jumpy. Where the hell is this? See? Stop at parking stand. See, this is a thing here, it's got to collide with this building. Because it's taking you through the area. There we go, we've just totaled our plane because it's gone through a fuel tanker. And see, this was the things that annoyed me about it. The taxiing routes that it gave you just didn't seem weird and wonderful. Like, why put things in the area where the plane's got to go through and just clearly, if the realism was on, that would have crashed that plane there. Aye. I don't even know where it's taking me. Right, it's taking me there, right. I mean, there's probably better ways they could have came to this bit here. But, aye. The wee guy standing there, ready to receive. I mean, they've fixed the things like that, right? They've also fixed, like, how it generally kind of looks in some sense, where the textures, the planes, the cars, the people don't seem to be spawning round about don't seem to be spawning round about the actual.
Hey, Captain. What happened? I asked Sebastian, my contact in foreign, to be extra careful and look at my plane. Not great.
Well, I thought I'd done alright. But, and I see, there's just things, I don't know, right? It could just be me here, right? It could just be me just being very, very nitpicky on it. But, total credit. Right, fair enough. But there's just things that just didn't seem as if it's quite there. You know what I mean? So, the graphics look a lot better. They've seemed to have kind of fixed and tweaked that part of it there, right? But the fact that it's still missing, like, the autopilot features that drop down from the top of it there, and the kind of general feel of it being easier to use and kind of play, I don't think it's fully there yet. I honestly thought after almost a year that we'd been in a kind of better situation with the game, but it just doesn't feel that way. And I'm feel as if I'm drawn more to go back to Flight Sim 2020, just because it was, one, easier to play and kind of control. You could get spun up and do things just straight away. You had the autopilot feature that was integrated into it, which was phenomenal. If you wanted to just go to the toilet or grab a cup or something like that, if you're doing like a long haul flight, you could just turn that on and still keep flying there. You done it from the drop down at the top, like the drop down in the top for like 2024 just shows different kind of some certain things, like the electronic pilot thing, the control, you can change the weather and your tasks, that's it. It's play and pause the simulation. So there's nothing in the camera obviously, but there's nothing really there for like the autopilot, the feature that was there from before. I don't know, it still feels kind of as if there's a lot of things missing from it in this time frame since it's been out. What's your thoughts on it though, folks? Do you feel as if it's 2020 was better? Or do you love 2024 because just the different things that it offers in 2024? Or would you like to see a lot of features that were in 2020 come into 2024 as well, kind of thing? Can let me know in the comments what you feel and how you feel about this one as well, folks. If you haven't done already, drop the channel, be like and subscribe, and check out some of the other playlists and videos that I've got that are surrounding the screen here, folks. This has just been a wee kind of follow-up video, or check-up on how Flight Sim 2024 is kind of looking in progression. Is it still kind of glitchy and broken when you're spawning things in? It's definitely fixing that aspect, so it seems a lot smoother a simulation game now. But it still feels as if it's lacking some of the functionality that was there from 2020 as well. That's just my thought and obviously opinion on it, folks. You can let me know in the comments what you generally feel. is missing from it, if anything, or if you feel as if it's perfect, let me know in the comments as well. Have a good day, folks. My name's Brian, Weirskynet. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks.